Hi everyone, welcome to Nonsense Whisky. My name is Vin PF, and before we get into today's whisky, which is the Balvenie 17-year Doublewood, I just wanted to let you know that the reason why I'm covering this whisky today is I recently did a poll on my new community tab feature on YouTube, which voted for various different things what I was going to cover up until the end of the year. One of those would be classic scotches, so I went for this. But if you want to get more information just like that and to be able to vote in things like that, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and you'll be able to see things like that in your subscription feed on your YouTube app if you use it on mobile. Also, I am currently running a poll situation on Twitter where we're voting for everything that I've covered this year and will do up until the end of the year to vote for your favourite whisky of the year. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm at NN Whisky. Go and check that out and you can get involved in the polls. Onto the whisky itself. Today, like I said, we've got the Balvenie 17 Doublewood. Now, I've actually covered these as part of a little tasting set I picked up from my local supermarket. This is the empty box now, which has the Doublewood 12-year in it, the Caribbean Cask 14-year, and now the Doublewood 17-year. Now this is over. I didn't think I'd get this done this year, but it's December and I've got it done. So I can actually get rid of this box now and we can move on to the 17-year, which, as the name implies, being Doublewood, it's actually the 12-year but another 5 years on. So although the 14-year Caribbean Cask was a different maturation process, different barrels, this is just a kind of difference in time, that's all. So another 5 years in the barrel and then finishing in the sherry casks. So we are just talking about an extra 5 years, right? Difference in price is quite astounding as well. The 12-year comes in roughly £35 to £40 in the UK. The Caribbean 14-year is sort of £50, and then the 17-year, this is like £80 to £90, which is a pretty good price for that sort of age. You know, some 18-year-old scotches are going for over £100 these days, and I can get this in supermarkets as well. But we don't need the box anymore. We're not going to read off that, so let's get rid and move on to the whisky itself. Find out what's going on in the glass. This is a 43% one. I know apparently you can get this as 40% somewhere. I've never seen it as that, but that's a good thing to know if you're looking at the box. Make sure you're looking for the right ABVs. It's a William and Grant and Sons distillery, Balvenie, so that's why you find it in the Monkey Shoulder blend. They also own things like Glenfiddich and Kinninvie, which is in there. And of course, that makes it a space size malt. But if you want to get more information on stuff like that, I covered a little bit more in the 12-year-old video, so check that one out up here. And I'll also put a link up to the 14-year Caribbean Cask up there as well. Let's get onto the nose and see what's going on. It's got a really nice nose on it. It's not quite typical Speyside. Sometimes that's kind of very orchard forward. In this case, although I'm getting some appley notes to it, it's quite understated. It's more oaky, this one. A lot more wood influence going on there. But for me, it's more fruity and vanilla, and dare I say Christmas cake. Hence a good reason why I don't mind covering this in a December episode so soon after the last Balvenie. But yeah, there's definitely some sherry influence going on there. It's much more impactful now instead of on the 12. It was a lot going for the 12. I really enjoyed that, but it didn't really tick all of my boxes. I could just keep smelling this one for days, but I can't. Let's move on to the palate. Now recently I've been talking a lot about spiciness. This doesn't really have that. It's quite a, again, dare I say it, smooth whiskey. Quite mellow and understated. But that's to its favour, I think. You know, sometimes you might get like a younger malt that's not very in your face, and sometimes age changes that a little bit. Sometimes you can get some aged stuff that's really mellow. Sometimes it's a lot in your face. It really depends on the whiskey itself. You can't judge it by its age ever. But this one, that spiciness from the 12 has kind of rounded off a little bit. It's a lot more mellow. I was going to say more mature. Of course, it is another 5 years, but a lot more mellow. But you know, there's no surprises on the palate. Everything you get from the nose is translating nicely through to the palate. It's got a decent finish that keeps going. A little bit of alcohol as it's going down, a little bit of warming. Really, just generally quite nice. But £80 is a lot of money for most average drinkers, I would say. So you have to ask yourself a question, especially if you've tried the others. I mean, for me, the rum cask out of the little set, can't get that back now, probably could use it. But that one there is probably my favourite of them and fits in with my kind of budgetary constraints a little bit more. Although this is a really nice dram, I don't think I would buy a bottle of it just casually. You know, it would have to be a kind of special occasion dram for me at that sort of price. It wouldn't be just a pop it on a Sunday kind of thing. But I would definitely order this in a whiskey bar for whatever prices they came from. I guess it would be roughly sort of £10 a measure, which is, you know, pushing it a bit, but that's the prices that you pay when you go out for the bar. But yeah, like I say, I think it's recommended. If £80 doesn't sound like a lot to you, then I think it's well worth it. But let me know in the comments below what you think about the Balvenie 17 Doublewood. It's like a good example